Hello everyone, Jeff with the Green Review. Today let's talk about dwarf fruit trees. If you don't have very much space in your yard, you might want to consider growing a dwarf fruit tree. There's a lot of different varieties available of fruit trees: apples, pears, peaches, cherries, plums, all kinds of trees that can be grown on a small rootstock. Now what happens is you get full-size fruit, but the tree is much smaller. And like this one, the rootstock, the bottom part of this tree is an M27 for an apple rootstock. And what that means is this particular variety of rootstock, it has the roots in the pot here, and it's a short little stem that's been cut off, has the effect of making the whole rest of the tree that's put on top of it to be very small. In fact, maybe only like 5 or 6 feet high, instead of the normal 25 or even 30 or 50 feet for an apple tree. You can grow a lot more fruit in the same space with a lot easier harvesting methods. So a lot of orchards are switching over to dwarf fruit trees, and you can buy these dwarf fruit trees direct from like Stark Brothers, and a lot of other Rain Tree Nursery is another one. A lot of nurseries carry these in your local area, so you can buy them already on the rootstock, or you can make your own. North American Fruit Explorers, NAFEX.org, is a national group that has a lot of members that are in your local area that will graft trees and grow them in their yards, and they'll be happy to explain and show it to you. There's a lot of information on their websites. There's a lot of regional groups for them too. The Mid-American, or the Mid-America Fruit Explorers, MIDFEX.org. They have a lot of informational videos on theirs. So there's a lot of groups that'll do that. I've got some different rootstocks here for apples. I've got cherries. I've got pears. And what you end up doing is somebody will have cut off little branches, little twigs from a fruit tree. These are about pencil size and pencil diameter, and these little pieces are called the scions, S-C-I-O-N. The scion is the top that's going to make the top of your tree, and that comes from the named variety that you want. You can get, Macintosh or Red Delicious or whatever tree type that you want for the top, and then you graft it onto the rootstock, and you can make 2 trees into 1 tree that'll be a lot smaller. It'll take several years before you'll get any fruit, but the fruit will be full size and on the smaller tree. The steps to do this are not very hard. I'm not going to give you complete explanations for this because that's beyond the scope of this video, and you can watch the videos on their websites. The Fruit Explorers have a lot of good informational stuff, but it really helps to actually go and do the work. A lot of practice cuts need to be done before you really get competent enough to be able to do it. The first step after you've cut this is you're going to make a cut that's at an angle like this. This is actually probably one of my best ones I've ever done. And so you have this nice smooth cut here, and then you're going to make about 1/3 of the way down, just rocking the sharp knife back and forth, and going in and getting a nice little slice down through the plant here, around through the little scion piece here. And now that I've rocked it back and forth, I've got a nice little cut here. This is a type of grafting called tongue and whip grafting, and you get the 2 pieces together, and so you get the rootstock and the scion, and you make the cuts and you put them together, and you get them nice and snug against each other. Then there are rubber bands that are designed for this purpose that you wrap around the 2 pieces to hold them tightly together. And then there is what's called parafilm. It's a paraffin wax material that stretches, and you put this around the rubber band and around the 2 pieces, and you can wrap up farther onto the scion to protect it and to help reduce moisture loss. And then once you have the 2 pieces grafted together, once they're stuck together, then you've wrapped it all up, you end up with something that looks like this. It's all wrapped together. And then you're going to plant it. And after it takes and you have a full set of branches growing here, then you can plant it outside. Now you might want to go ahead and leave some of the buds on the rootstock to let them grow this first year, and just in case the scion portion, the graft, doesn't take, you'll still have a healthy rootstock that you can use again next year. But after that first year, and the scion has taken and is growing, then you're not going to let any branches grow on the rootstock. You want to have the top of the tree as being the only part that sends out branches. In the long run, that's the goal. It's not hard. You need to try it. You need to join one of the organizations and do some practice. And then in a few years, you can have a whole orchard in a small area.